Guys, it's Tuesday the 19th. Yes, I haven't updated in a while, but I did participate in the Dark Romance Readathon over the weekend from the 15th to the 18th. I read Dark Mafia Prince, which hit all of the prompts. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. And I'm really irritated by how the one thing that was really compelling me to keep reading was not resolved in this book. And since there are three brothers, it probably won't get resolved until the third book. And that's annoying. So there was chemistry between the two main characters, but it was mostly sexual chemistry. This was a kind of childhood friends to strangers to lovers thing. Obviously, there's the mafia aspect, and I realized one of the reasons, or another reason, I don't really pick up mafia books is they just like. I have a lot of mixed feelings about that kind of lifestyle. And with it being a topic in romance books, like the guys really gotta be dark, or the girl, whoever's in the mafia. And this was like, we had a very redeemable Alexio, and he wasn't selling the mafia prince for me. It wasn't really dark because of that. So yeah. There was violence. Maybe I'm just too ignored, too used to certain things. And Homegirl was so trying to save him, and I was just like, I will pick up the other books if my library has them as I feel like it. But I'm not gonna go searching for those. I'm done. The other book, which I wanted to finish but didn't because I honestly had a very busy weekend, was Drag Me Up by R.M. Virtues. I've owned this and I'm enjoying it. I'm still a little confused about the world. This is a what do you call it? The Hades Persephone retelling, so there's mythology in there, and that's where it fits the lore prompt in the Magical Readathon as well. But it's modern, so I'm not quite sure how Zeus is king. And then, are they criminals or are they not criminals? I'm not sure. Like, running a casino is not a criminal activity, but, you know, running guns to another territory kind of possibly could be. Maybe they're just arms dealers, like, legit business. I'm not sure. At first, in the first quarter, I wasn't 100% feeling the chemistry between Hades and Persephone, and granted that was pretty early, but like Hades was very much like taken with her, and I wasn't feeling that. Like, as soon as he saw her, he was just like into her, and I'm like, it's not really sexual, which is fine, but it's not, I don't know if this is insta love or not, but I wasn't. However, this is very cute. I like how this is not a take on the obvious with Hades and Persephone, or even with, you know, two people from like opposing families, or so like a little bit of Romeo and Juliet. He's not super alpha male. I love how emotionally intelligent Hades is, like, so much. There was a point halfway through where I was like, are we really going to do the whole misunderstanding because I didn't tell him trope? And I was getting ready to be upset, but we did not do that, and I'm loving it. Also, read this. For trans rep, I didn't realize that. I might have read that about this at some point, but I completely forgot and just love that. I am 3/4 of the way through it. I hope to finish it today and start my Tome Topple reads. The first of which will be Wild Country by Anne Bishop. I'm gonna fly through this because I flew through the book before this out of, what was it? Lake Silence. I flew through that. I expect to fly through this because, no lie, I'm kind of not feeling great. But I've been pushing myself hard the last week, and everything culminated with this weekend, and now I'm like, so you know how the body does. Anyway, Wild Country is the next book in the World of the Others, book 2 by Anne Bishop. I don't know who we're following in this. I have no idea, but ghost towns in the world, Bennett, a town in the northern end of Elder Hills. So, new characters, I believe. The arrival of the outlaw Blackstone clan will either unite others and humans or bury them all. Ooh, a young female police officer has been hired as the deputy to a Wolfguard sheriff. So this is a paranormal romance. The copy I have is not 500 pages, but there is a copy with 500 pages, so I'm counting it. That's how all of my Tome Topple books are. To give you a look at another Tome Topple book, possible, maybe, Heaven Official's Blessing, Volume 2. Each volume is about 500 pages. I know altogether there are 2,050 and there are 4 volumes. So, yeah, wow. Yeah. So, just shy of 500 pages. I still have the full version on my currently reading list. And, yeah. When I saw my library had this, I was like, let's just go with it. And the last one will be an audio book. But I'll tell you about that in another video. Another update for this week. Magical Readathon. Bye! Okay, so, reading update. I finished Wild Country by Anne Bishop. This was my first book for Tome Topple. And probably the most anticipated read of the Magical Readathon. This is book 6 or 7 in the world, in the others. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, book 7 in the others, which is split into the other series and the world of the others. So the book before this and this one is the world of the others. Not following the same characters that were in the main ones in the first 5 books, and that could be annoying, but I am really enjoying this world. There's a lot of characters in this, and there's overlap with characters obviously from the other books, but yeah, so a lot of names were dropped and I was like trying to remember if I remember who those people are, and I've noticed in the last 2 years that does bother me. Like once the cast gets beyond a certain number, I kind of start flagging in interest. But I do like a large cast, but I think usually less than 10 people is my thing. So this we're in yet another small town, or not exactly small, but small-ish. It is a town though of Bennett, and the others have taken over, and they decided that they will allow humans back, but only for like work purposes. If you're not going to work to help the town, then you can't be there. So yeah, I'm explaining this really badly, but the whole Others, World of Others series is we're on an kind of alternate Earth, and human beings did not spread all over the planet, and we're not the dominant species. The others are the elders and the beings of Thasia and the other other continents. Thasia is basically like the United States. But anyway, so yet still they cover the planet and they keep most of the space, and they let humans have their little spots here and there. In the Others series, things built up with a very prejudiced group of human beings who were trying to basically get rid of the others in what is actually a small town, and the others, through their network, kind of rose up and killed them all. And this is following the aftermath of that in another town, a bigger town. All of the humans in this town had been killed completely, and some others came in and are running the place, and they're, like I said, slowly allowing human beings to come back. What's interesting about this particular one is that I don't think romance, I mean, there's romance in all of them. The romance is definitely taking a backseat, and that's okay with me. But so the main characters that we're following are not the ones in a romantic situation, and their romance is not the priority. Not that it is in the other books, but it's interesting. What's interesting about this is that the Intuit, a certain family of Intuits are very much different than those we've met so far in the previous books. They're kind of the bad guys, or they are the bad guys, and it's very interesting to see. This takes on a kind of frontier Wild West type of vibe, the town, because they're starting from scratch basically. And there's more of I guess a violent, non-tolerant of human beings feel from the others. Like, we really don't give a shit about you guys. You don't have to follow your laws. We don't want to, because we are the dominant predators here. So it's very interesting. I don't think I described it very well, but do check it out. And now I can go and grab or request Crawbones, which is the next book that recently came out from the series. But that will wait. I just went to the library and picked up 2 books. I don't think I'll get to these, but I'll mention them just in case. At least one, maybe. I might, because it was on my TBR for the Magical Readathon, and then it didn't show up until now. First is The Love Hypothesis by Hazelwood. Very popular right now on BookTube and I think TikTok. I don't have TikTok, so I'm not sure. And of course, House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas, book 2 in the Crescent City series. Like I said, this I had picked for Inscription, the Inscription prompt for the Magical Readathon, but I have a little more than a week left, and I have other books out that will fit. So I don't know if I'm going to get to this. The other thing I have out Whispers of Shadow and Flame, which is the only book that will fit the demonology prompt, which is a book with shadows on the cover or in the title. So I have to read that, but it's an audiobook. The split in the vial is not going well at all. I think I'm still at like 12%. I just don't care. I just don't care. So we'll see how that goes. Whispers and Shadow and Flame is also a tome, so a long one. I still haven't read The Dream Hunter. Right now, though, I think I will start with the next Miss Marvel volume, which I don't know what prompt I could fit for, but I do still need to read it. And Sherlock Holmes. I have the complete works of Sherlock Holmes ebook, and I would like to make some headway. I did not put down a book for The Art of Illusion, which is basically a book with a trope you like. Literally every book has a trope I like. So I just randomly decided that'll work. It's short. I've read all of the novels that author Conan Doyle. The issue is, I was reading that on my phone, which broke. I did download the Nook app to my laptop, but I also wasn't quite reading in order, or I didn't originally read in order. The bookmarks have uploaded, but they're a little weird. It didn't open where I left off at on my phone, which was like a year ago, so we'll see. But I can just read, I think I'm up to The Adventure of the Norwood Builder, which is in the Return of Sherlock Holmes, a collection of short stories. So I can read just one of those or a bunch of them, because why not? It won't be that long, to be perfectly honest. I'm having a similar issue with the Shuri comics. I had I think it's Marvel Unlimited app on my phone, and I would read those comics there. I had them all downloaded there. Now they show up on my Kindle, I think. So maybe I can read that on my Kindle. But it would be nice to knock out 2 more books that are on my TBR. Okay, I just checked and I can read the Shuri comics that I already own on my Kindle. So we're going with Shuri number 8, issue number 8. And this, that's the one I'm up to. And then I'll probably read that Sherlock Holmes. Love that for me. And I'll finish both of those today. And I'll be up to having read 11 of the 14 books. So let's go.